Welcome to my series of making things in one day, 1 to 2 days, that are beautiful and cost effective. You can make it with one skein of yarn. So this here is what we made today. It is a shrug, and you can alter it however you want. You can make it long sleeves, you can make it longer, you can make a hood on it. This is what I chose to do, and so let me show you how I did it. And again, this is part 2 of the series. Other one yesterday was a cardigan. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get started on the tutorial. Start this tutorial, I have some loops and threads, freckle yarn, and then I also have an 8.0 hook. Again, if you use a bigger hook, covers more surface area. We're going to go ahead and chain. Now I'm going to chain to 80. So 80 is the size that I want, and that is about in between my elbow and my shoulder. If you want it longer, by all means, make it longer. But this is the starting chain of 80. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 3. So now we're going to go ahead and find the 4th stitch from the hook and go ahead and put a double crochet right into that. Okay. I'm sorry, not the 4th stitch from the hook, the 4th stitch from where we started the chain 6. We're going to chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put a double crochet. Now this is a mesh stitch, and so it's going to be always chain 3, skip 3 on the first row. The second row will be a little bit different, but this is how it's going. So we chain 3, skip 3, 1, let's see, we got to find it, make sure you don't miss it. So there's the stitch of the double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Then we put it in the 4th stitch, we put a double crochet. And we're going to do this all the way to the end of the chain of 80. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at the very end of the chain. Okay, so now we're at the end, and I just put a double crochet at the very last stitch. I'm going to chain up 6 again, 3 for the double crochet and 3 for the chain 3. Okay, turn, and then we're going to put a double crochet right on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So we just go in and do a double crochet. Okay, so chain 3, double crochet on top of the double crochet from the previous row. Chain 3, and then again double crochet on top of the double crochet from the previous row. We do this all the way down, so go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so this is where we're at. Now I did 12 rows. Okay, so now that I did 12 rows, what I have to do is I have to make the neck. So I need to find what space is the best way to go and do the neck. So I usually count in 5 to 7, and that's where I make my neck hole, and then I chain and then go back on the other side. Okay, so right here I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do 6, and I'm going to put my stitch marker right into that 6th space. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll count 6. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put a stitch marker right in here. And so that is where I know my neck hole's got to be. Okay, so when I go to chain, I'll do my mesh stitch all the way into the stitch marker, and then I will chain. Okay, so I'm right at the stitch marker, so I'm going to do one more double crochet. I'm going to chain my 3, and then right there at that stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do a double crochet. And then I'm going to chain up, and I'm going to chain as much as I need to for my head to be able to go through that hole. Now I counted 30, but again, it depends on how much you want it to lay. So if you wanted it to lay a little bit deeper neck, you can go a little bit more. The choice is yours. I'm doing 30, and so I'll go ahead and chain 30, and then I'll put a double crochet where the stitch marker is on the other side, and then start back up with the mesh stitch. All right, so now you see, there it is. Now I am going to go ahead and I do my double crochet, and then I'm going to chain my 3, and then I'm going to start back up with my mesh stitch all the way until the end of the row. And then now I'm starting on the back end of this shrug. So I'll keep going, and then I'll meet you guys on the next round, the next row. Okay, so now I'm at the end of that row and you can see the mesh, how it's going. So this is one row after the mesh, and then I'll go the 12 rows again. And so here it is. This is what it's looking like. I have 12 and 12 on each side, and I'm going to put it on. And then once I put it on, I'm going to decide where I want my arms. And then once I do that, I will go ahead and I will single crochet it up together, and then it will be done. So right here, I'll pull that up like this, and then I'll put a stitch marker right there in the corners, and then I'll count up however big I want my armholes to be. Usually it's about 4 or 5 mesh stitches up, and then I single crochet it and connect it. And so it's very easy. You just go through and you put a single crochet into each stitch up, and then that is going to make your armhole. So, so here we go. This is it, all done. We did this one day, very easy, and you can, the world is your oyster. You can add a hood, you can make the arms long, you can even make it longer. I just thought this was cute. It would go perfect over a tank top, and once I block it, it'll even get longer. So I hope this tutorial helps you. Don't forget, you can make beautiful things really fast, and I hope you guys enjoy the series.